Housekeeping.
No? Oh, cool, thanks.
What?
Not going to ask me if I've been to the cinema or done anything. It's fine, whatever.
Have you?
Housekeeping? No, fine. No, fuck it. Housekeeping.
Have you though?
No, it's right. Let's go housekeeping.
No,
whatever.
no. Please
Not
tell me
important if
about all of
Not important if Ellie's got any reviews, because this section's Liam's section.
Tell me all about the reviews you have, Ellie.
I haven't got any.
Yeah,
I'm 70% through American Psycho.
Alright. I mean, at this point, that almost feels like a housekeeping topic.
It probably should. I wonder if it should be.
Nah.
Yeah, because the actual review is going to be in this review section.
Yeah, when you get to it.
And I'm going to use my 10 minutes.
That's fine. I was editing an episode, I think it was like episode 14 or something. It was episode 14, where I reviewed Everybody Wants Some. 15 minutes that review went on for.
Just for one thing?
Yep.
Jeez.
Didn't have you whinging in that one.
Was that one of the ones you were editing?
Might have been.
Yeah, there we go. That's early enough that it could have been.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. If you want to listen to that, it's available now on YouTube.
Oh, look at that.
See? How convenient.
And for any new listeners, if you go on the YouTube, it's going to sound like I have a different name.
Yeah. We haven't quite... I mean, it's going to sound like that for a while.
I mean, that's the weird thing for me.
Yeah, I imagine like when you go back to listen, you're like, fuck is this?
I mean, it's unhelpful when people find our YouTube and not this stuff. And I'm like, no, that isn't who I am. So, bad times.
But we will catch up.
That's why I want you to catch up quicker, but you won't, so...
Well, I've got to get to episode 52. And we're on 15 at the moment, so...
Well, you're doing a shit job. Housekeeping.
Keeping the house.
Have you, Liam, done anything that we have done as a culture swap?
I've started reading volume 3 of Kill or Be Killed.
Oh, good. Oh, how's that going?
I'm enjoying it so far. I've about halfway through it. I need to finish it off before I can talk about it properly. But yeah. I mean, I'd still recommend reading more of it.
Yep, it is definitely in my to-read pile.
Have you done any
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I was just so enthralled by our culture swap this week, Liam, that I just haven't been able to do anything else.
That's fine. We had some tweets come in.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We've dealt with a couple of them already, sort of.
Yeah. We dealt with Sophie's. We had Sam Pryor tweeted us.
Yeah.
Well, quote tweeted us saying this is a pretty cool episode, mainly because I'm in it.
He was.
And then he said, always a pleasure, lady and gent. So
thanks for coming on, Sam.
Amanda tweeted us saying, enjoyed hearing about Liam Underwood's trip to Canada. Sorry to hear that skiing was not fun for Kat. My question, what did Kat do while Liam was off skiing? Basically just sat around drinking hot chocolate.
Which, to be fair, does sound like quite a good holiday. Just chill out, drink some hot chocolate.
I mean...
less cool because everyone else has gone skiing. But...
Yeah. I mean, for someone that enjoys skiing, the thought of doing that instead of throwing yourself down a mountain just seems awful. But
the fact that you described it as throwing yourself down a mountain makes me think you might not be a professional skier.
Oh, I'm a long way from professional. I'm at the did I survive? Yes, good.
Fair enough.
I mean, bear in mind, it was 10 days. How many was that? 7 days of skiing, and I didn't fall over once.
No, I'm impressed. I wasn't trying to belittle you, Liam. You did well.
Well, it sounded like you were trying to be belittling.
I wasn't.
Amanda tweeted us saying, by the way, I'm not mad at Liam for disliking Isle of Dogs. I had braced myself for his negative review in advance. I figured the combination of Wes Anderson and stop-motion animation wouldn't go over well. I really like the film, but I also prefer Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I don't know why Liam actually went to see that film, because, let's be honest, on paper, he should have hated it. And that is sort of what happened.
It's because I've seen all of Wes Anderson's films so far.
So you just sort of keep going?
Yeah, I've got a list on Letterboxd of his films all ranked. Isle of Dogs came in last, which did surprise me.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah. Then I just spoke to Amanda a bit on Twitter about it. I won't go into that now. She did say, I totally understand what Ellie is saying about being 50 mins in and not halfway through, but I do want to know what Liam thought of A Quiet Place and Parenthood Season 2 and Jessica Jones. And with A Quiet Place, is it horror or thriller? Could I handle it? I think Amanda could handle it.
Yeah?
I don't really like this is it horror or thriller discussion that's been happening about the movie, because I
but I get what Amanda means.
No, I get what he means, but I feel like horror is such a hard category, because essentially what horror should be is something that scares you. That should be what horror is. But then you're bringing this personal level to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So if you're not scared by the idea of these monsters that react to sound, then you would probably find it more of a thriller. But if that idea absolutely terrifies you, you're going to say this is 100% horror.
But okay, so I don't know as much about how the genres and shit are defined. But to me, a horror isn't necessarily does it scare you. I picture horror more as the atmosphere that the film is
Yeah.
going for. Not necessarily getting, but going for.
Does it intend to scare?
Yeah, yeah.
In which case, I would say it is a horror.
So what is a thriller? What is like the definition of a thriller?
Well, I consider a movie like Seven to be a thriller.
Okay.
But I would get why someone would put that under horror.
Yeah, because some people that weren't into like body horror stuff might.
Yeah, it's
really
a real
hate.
blurry line.
Yeah, it feels like thriller's like a subgenre of horror.
Sort of. I just think there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. As for Amanda handling it, I hope she goes to see it, and I hope she can handle it. But I don't want it to be my fault if she can't.
Yeah, that's probably fair, Liam.
She did say that she saw someone compare it to Signs, which is a movie that she loves, and I have to admit, while watching it, I was getting Signs vibes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
she might be alright.
Yeah, I like Signs. That's a sort of relevant point. Carry on.
No, that's an absolutely fine point. So then there was just a load of me and you bickering about doing reviews, and Kat just chimed in saying, "Will you two shut up?"
Cat was mean.
And then Amanda said, "Sorry, Kat, I was encouraging them."
Amanda was winding us up and making us fall out.
Yeah, so
She does it on purpose.
yeah, I think so. And then, right, this is what I take umbrage
Go
with.
on.
Amanda tweeted saying, "Oh my god, Sam is my new favourite because he likes The Godfather, which is my favourite movie."
Yeah, I've just seen that.
Now, we've given Amanda 60, by the time this comes up, 63 episodes, plus specials.
Of pure gold.
Pure gold. Sam comes along, in one episode, new favourite. What?
It's just ridiculous.
Absolutely livid. Can't believe it. I don't know why we put this much effort in, Ellie.
I like the idea that we are just doing it for Amanda.
Looking at our Twitter mentions,
We might be.
what it feels like, and I'm 100% okay with that.
Tom listens.
That's true, but he doesn't tweet us as much as he used to.
He doesn't.
Calling him out there.
He did send us a message and say, "This is my."
Yeah, do you want me to read that out?
May as well. I don't remember what he said.
Alright, let me just find it.
Oh, I've got it. He says, the WrestleMania ep was great. I don't watch wrestling, but the culture swap was still a fun listen. I actually enjoyed Liam's questioning of things because I don't know the intricacies of it at all.
Not the only one that enjoyed my questioning.
Yep, like I said, if it was a shorter episode, it would have been fine.
Sam responded to Amanda. You know, look at them, best friends all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
Saying, that's always good to hear.
Oh, she's going to get him on as her Zac Efron expert.
No, she'll get him on as the Godfather expert, which I'm absolutely okay with, because the Godfather's not that good of a film. It's a decent film, but it's not as good as everyone makes out.
I didn't like it.
It's so dark. That's all I remember. I just was watching it. Can someone just fix the lighting of this movie?
It's just long.
It is also really long.
I remember it getting to the halfway point and there being a scene that I distinctly remember feeling like it could have been the end of the film.
But
and I turned to who I was watching it with and I was like, "Oh, is that the end? Is that how it ends?" And she was like, "No, we're only halfway through." And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah. I struggle with gangster movies, and this is kind of like the daddy of the gangster movies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a fan of the gangster genre.
What is your issue with the gangster genre?
I don't know. I've never got into one really. I think there might be. I feel like there's one that I've seen that I was like, "That's actually quite good," but I can't remember what fucking one it was.
Scarface?
I haven't seen Scarface.
It's not that good. I'd be surprised if it was that one.
It's just I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. I just don't get into them.
Really predictable because you've all sweeping blanket statements here, but generally you've got a guy who wants to get into crime, gets really successful at crime. The movie can't end there because that's a horrible message to send out to audiences. So then you have them inevitably losing everything. Yeah, and then it ends.
Yeah, no, you're right. That is the sort of... Yeah, I think you might have hit the nail on the head there. They are very predictable.
Yeah, I find that so boring because you're literally just like, right, that box is ticked, okay. We've just seen them achieve everything they wanted to achieve, so now we wait for it to all go wrong.
Yeah.
But, Amanda and her new best friend Sam think The Godfather is amazing. Sam responded saying, "That's always good to hear. The Godfather is one of the best films ever. And whenever you see a list of greatest films, you always see it up there with Godfather Part 2 as well." Amanda said, "I also love Part 2. It's probably in my top 25 favourite films. I've actually never watched Part 3 because I don't want to be disappointed. I own it, but the longer I put it off, the longer I can live in my bubble of the perfection of the first two. Watch the third one. The first two are still going to be as good as they are, even if you've seen the third one. The third one shouldn't affect your opinion of the first two."
No, but it does as a whole. If one Lord of the Rings film was shit, it would affect your opinion of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but those are the plot to those are so intricate, whereas with The Godfather, especially Part 3, it's obviously the same characters, but it's not in the same way where it's like this. Part 2 doesn't end leading into Part 3 in the same way.
No, that's fine. But do you know what I mean? It still affects the series.
Yeah, but I just don't think it should affect your enjoyment of
it won't affect Amanda's opinion of 1 and 2, but but at the moment she's only seen 1 and 2, so her opinion of 1 and 2 is good, and her opinion of the whole thing is good.
Yeah. Well,
if she watches the third one and hates it, then 1 and 2 would still be good, but her opinion of the whole would drop by a third.
I get that. Sam did come back saying, 3 isn't as good as the other 2, still an enjoyable film, but when you're following 2 of the greatest films ever, hard to live up to the hype.
Fair point.
I guess like another example that would be Star Wars with the prequels and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still enjoy the originals despite the prequels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can still enjoy the other films, but Star Wars as a whole definitely suffered because the prequels exist.
And I still enjoy The Force Awakens despite the atrocious job that Last Jedi did.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring that up is because The Last Jedi recently got released in the UK, and I'm just seeing loads of people on Twitter just bumming it again, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I was seeing that. Suddenly fans were going back and being like, actually, I've rewatched it and this scene is so meaningful now.
Yeah.
I was like, well,
it's because
what?
it came out on DVD, so people are watching it, and it's just, it's not good.
No.
It's not good. I don't get the love for it. To me, Last Jedi feels more in line with the prequels, whereas Force Awakens felt in line with like the original trilogy.
Yep, 100%.
And if I'm going to want a new movie to be in line with one of those two, I'm going to want it to be with the original trilogy, not the fucking prequels.
Either that, or I want them to go fully into like trade embargoes and stuff. I would love a Star Wars film that was all the trade negotiations at the start of the first film.
I think, you know how like I would love that Avengers movie where they just sit around talking, but I'm the only one that would love that?
Yeah.
I feel like that's you with what you've just suggested there.
I think you'd enjoy it.
It depends who they get doing the talking.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Also, I just have to make this one point. I recently edited our Civil War episode, and you were talking about how ridiculous it would be if Iron Man ever meets Rocket Raccoon, which I was saying I was really looking forward to.
Yeah.
And it does look like, looking at the trailers for Infinity War, I might get my wish of seeing that.
Yeah, we'll see if it is a bad thing or not.
I'm so excited.
We'll find out, Liam. It'll happen soon.
I've got my tickets booked to go see it next week. I would suggest we do a special, but if I've got to wait like 3 weeks for you to get around to seeing it.
I'm not going to wait 3 weeks to see this film.
How long are you going to wait?
Obviously. I don't know. I'll see it as pretty soon after it comes out.
It's coming out on Thursday.
Yeah, I'll see it pretty soon after that.
Why don't you see it on Thursday?
Because I've not booked tickets.
Why don't you book tickets?
Jesus fucking Christ, let's move on.